Hi everyone, welcome back to my next video. Man, let's face it, life is very random, isn't it? You've done everything right your whole life, and all of a sudden there's a criminal, there's a predator who is determined to hurt you in some way. And now you are, if this is the moment of truth, if all your work at prevention has not worked, you need to have made the decision that you're either going to lay down and just hope he leaves you alone, or you're going to fight him to the death. So when it comes time to use these weapons we're going to start talking about, go all in or don't have them. One or the other. Train with them, use them, be ready, and go all out. So we're going to start with non-lethal weapons, where it's fairly easy to make the decision that you're going to fight. You're not going to kill him. And that's a hard decision, and it's your decision to make. It's not my business to tell you. But now with a non-lethal weapon, such as a stun gun, it's a much easier decision to make. I will fight with a stun gun, and I'm aware that maybe he'll take it from me and hurt me with it. But I will have done all that I reasonably can. And so the same things apply. Practice with the stun gun. Carry it in its holster. Get it out of its holster. Turn it on and off. Keep it charged. Do everything you can to be prepared at the moment, mentally and emotionally, at the moment, to use the weapon. Train, 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 train. So whatever the weapon is, including stun guns, do that. I'm not an expert on this. You need to do all your own research. I am no expert on anything. I'm giving you ideas to work with and do your own research. This gives you confidence. This is confidence in the hand, and that's why these are good. So let's start with these. I bought this from Amazon. I'll have a link down below. This is the VIPERTEK, as you can see there, and it has 85 million volts. Huge numbers. I don't know where they come up with all these numbers. But it got pretty good reviews. I've not used it, haven't charged it. It's all brand new. We're unboxing it, essentially. It comes with its own little holster. And again, like I said, get in the habit of having this with you all the time. A weapon that's back at the van while you're out for a walk does you no good. Get in the habit of always having it on your belt, on your purse, whatever you wear. Create something for yourself that you always have it. And this is the charging cord. And you want to practice with this. You want to carry this in your holster, and you want to practice having it and getting it out. Develop the muscle memory of having this on here, flipping it open, getting it out, and being ready to use it. Develop a stance. You know, again, it's all revolves around self-confidence. If I come up at you and you've ripped this thing out like you've done it 100 times before, because you have done it 100 times before, and you're standing here with it out, I'm leaving you alone. And you crackle it a few times, I'm leaving you alone. You're not a hard target. You're not an easy target. You're a hard target. I'll go find an easy target. The world's full of them. So I'm going to leave you alone. And so that confidence and being a hard target, this can give it to you. And so practice, train, pull it out, develop a stance, develop an attitude. So that's the key. Train with it, practice with it, be comfortable with it, visualize yourself using it. You can't imagine how important it is to visualize yourself. What goes on in here is going to save your life more than anything else. And worst comes to worst, you have to use a weapon, fine. But even using the weapon depends on what's up here. So this is a great idea, and I think you should have this beside your bed. But a long weapon, like this cane, and we're going to actually open this. We're going to do an unboxing, and we're going to look at this one. You're zapping him long before he can get to you. So that is really a key here, to get to them before they get to you. But you can't use this inside the van, can you? If he's inside the van, this is not a very practical tool. If he's inside the van, then this is what you want. I make it a habit to carry a knife, and I practice, and I pull this thing out, and I want everyone to know that always have a knife, and if there's going to be blood, a lot of it's yours. If you want to do it, let's do it. And boy, that's an attitude that you really want to convey. So these are great things. I super highly recommend them. Let's unbox this. So here it is, and it's a cane, and it's got all these things. And it's very light. I had thought it would be heavy, but it's very, very light. It's 1,000,000 volts. They really run these numbers up, you know, they're just huge numbers. So it comes with the charger, a carrying case, storage case, instructions. So it comes with one tip on it, and this, if you lose that one, it comes with a spare. Okay, you can lengthen and adjust it. I don't know how good that'll be. The length seems about right for me. I'm an average person, 5'8". On this setting, this is a thing that reflective, so people can see at night. Okay, so you can see it's off, and now the flashlight is on. You can see the flashlight, and then now the flashlight's off, and it's armed, and the red light is on when it's armed. The button is here. The electrodes are here. All these things are electrodes. So I guess the idea is that if someone is coming, you get it out there and press it up against them. I mean, if you go straight in, you won't get them. What they say on all these that I've read, say the face, here, and the groin are where you want to get someone, because that's the maximum amount of pain. You can get them on the neck, or of course, you know, if you can get this under them, in between their legs and up and fire, we're looking at maximum amount of pain. And so that's what you want to do. Now I'm going to fire this so that you can see it. It's in the shade. Hopefully we can see it.
Oh, that's loud.
That's impressive. And so yeah, it definitely works, and it makes a lot of noise, and it shows a lot of flash. So it's just obvious that having a weapon that you can get out and away from you is the ticket. Much better than a hand. You know, if I had it in my hand, which of these is better? This is better. Okay, now let's talk about some common myths and misunderstandings about stun guns. The first is a stun gun and a taser are the same thing. They are not. A taser is a brand name of a product, and what a taser does, it's not a stun gun. A taser is a gun, little gun. It fires projectiles, 2 projectiles with a wire. The projectiles come out, strike, go into the person, and then they deliver a voltage of electricity. So it could be, you know, from here to here, or across your chest. It could be anywhere on your body. It could be from your foot to your chest. The electricity then completes the flow and travels through the whole body. And it's a completely different thing than this, a stun gun. It's incapacitating. It's a powerful weapon. You're not going to own a taser. I don't recommend you own a taser. You could hurt somebody or yourself with a taser. Stun guns inflict pain. That's all. It's a myth that a stun gun, any of the stun guns, have enough power to incapacitate you. They don't. All they do is hurt like heck. You know, we've all been hit with static electricity. You know how much it hurts when you get hit with a static, especially a sensitive place, your fingertips? It hurts. Well, this is like 1,000 times, 1,000,000 times worse than being hit by a static electricity. It's painful. It's not incapacitating. They're not going to fall on the ground and shiver and shake. They're in pain. That's all. It hurts more on the face, on the neck, anywhere on the head and the neck. Here it hurts more, and on the groin. If you can get this thing up and into the groin, man, it's going to really hurt. That guy's going to regret it. But it's still not going to incapacitate him. He's not going to roll around on the ground and shiver. That's just not going to happen. It's a myth. The other myth is that if someone if they've grabbed hold of this, which is most likely, they're going to come up and try and shove it and grab it, and they grab it and you fire it, they're going to hurt like crazy. But if they then grab you, it's not going to transfer to you. That's a myth. That's not true. There's not enough power here to travel through their body into you. That's just not going to happen. These are really low power devices. They are not deadly. If they were deadly, the person who made them would be sued out of existence. You would be sued. It's a whole nother ballgame. You're just inflicting pain. And if a guy's coming to hurt you, inflicting pain seems reasonable to me. So those are some myths, and I want you to understand them about stun guns. So there you have it. Now we'll go on and we'll look at the hiking staff with my friend Sue Ann. And now we want to talk about a Zap walking stick. And Sue Ann, you happen to own one.
I do. It looks like just a regular walking stick.
very first thing I use it for is depressing my brake pedal, believe it or not, because I need to have my brake pedal depressed in order to turn my car on. It's a Prius, and I do that from the back seat. My arms are just not long enough otherwise. So that's kind of like the number one use of this. The number two use of this is as a walking stick. And that's just primarily what I do, just to give me some stability. The number three use of it is as a protection device. This has a metal tip, and if I felt threatened, I would not hesitate to use it. It also has a bright light that could be used to at least temporarily maybe put somebody at off balance. The most unique aspect of this walking stick is that it is a stun gun. So when I take this heavy rubber tip off, it shows 4 electrodes. So if I'm in a situation where I need to even intimidate somebody more, or worse, I would actually touch them with it, it will send 950,000 volts through them. And so it is pretty impressive. So let me see if I can give you a example of what it sounds like. And as you heard, the sound is pretty intimidating, and that in itself is usually enough to dissuade either a person or a dog.
You know, the idea of the racking of a shotgun, I think the sound of this alone is going to be a lot of protection. Now, I've never actually had coyotes come in after me in camp, but I have had them follow just outside of, you know, reach pretty often. Have you ever had that happen?
I have. I mean, you can just barely see their outlines beyond your flashlight. And the nice thing about this, because it is so loud and is so scary, I would just bet that they would skedaddle after hearing this.
So what do you think the advantages and disadvantages are of this as opposed to one of the little ones?
Good question. Well, actually it's the same. The disadvantage is that it's not little. When you're using it as a walking stick, it's fairly long. I can actually then reach it, and that person is well further than an arm's length away from me.
Right. So let's give you an example of that advantage here. If with a short one, you're within arm's reach. With the stick, let me show you by backing away. So go ahead and extend it out, and I can't reach her. You know, I can't grab her now. I get the first jolt before I can possibly reach her.
Right.
And then you could kind of step back with me.
Right.
And as I fall forward, you could be stepping back.
Exactly.
You've never used it, have you?
I have never used it other than to show people what it is. Correct. Just like I have here.
Right. Thank you so much, Sue Ann, for sharing that with us. I think the people really got something out of that.
Good.
Okay, so one of the biggest questions you're going to have is the legality of stun guns. And it varies wildly state to state, and the laws within the states change often. So it really is not fair for me to tell you what this legality is today. In a month it might be different. There are 50 states. How am I going to go down the list and read them all 50 states? I'm going to give you 2 websites that list state by state all the laws for each of the states. Now, I'm sure they try to keep them as up to date as they can. It's still your obligation to find the current law. And I know at least one of them provides you with the statute number of the state. So let me give you these 2 websites, and that's going to cover the legality. You are responsible for this information. I'm not going to give it to you. The number 1 site is stungunbuyersguide.com. All one word, no spaces, no dashes, no nothing. Just spell that out, and it'll go to that website, and you'll know the laws. Or you can just go to any Google search bar and type in stun gun laws by state. And the other website is outdoorsmagazine.net. Outdoorsmagazine.net. That's a pretty good, popular outdoor magazine. And they have a page. The page is stun-gun-laws. Know the law before you travel. period. You're responsible for that and no one else. So there you have it. That's about all I have to say. The little ones are handy and convenient inside the van. If I were going to be out walking, this is what I would carry. I think by far Sue-Ann's is the best. I would recommend that. We'll put links to all of them below. I highly recommend these. They're non-lethal. All they do is inflict pain. They're not going to hurt him. They're not going to hurt you, seriously hurt you. They're going to cause you a lot of pain. If nothing else, you're almost certainly never going to use it against a human being. There's a fair chance out here you could be using one against a coyote or a dog that's attacking you or your other dogs. Like you saw with Cody, he was gone. When he heard this, he was gone. And I think any bigger aggressive dog is going to react in that exact same fashion. I think I hear Cody running away right now. And a predator is going to go and look for an easy target. Why mess with you? So there we have it. We're going to stop now. I hope you've got something out of this. I hope you stay safe. I'm confident you can and you will. So if you've got anything out of this, like us on YouTube, subscribe to the channel, hit that thumbs up button, share us on your social media, and we'll talk to you later.